yeah, 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 yeah. Shake it, look it, pointing out all the lies, putting the scripture right in your eye. The Bible guy, he reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy, he turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy, watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy, folks. Bible Guy here, coming at you live from Northeast Texas. Hey, hello to all my beautiful people over on YouTube. Howdy, y'all. Good to see you all here. Good to see my friend Rat Soup over there in the comment section. Joshua, good to see you, bud. Critically Crystal J, Lady of Heaven, Believe Women, all of you lovely peoples. Howdy, hey. Everyone, make sure you are tapping that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Share the live out on YouTube. Make sure you like the stream. And afterwards, if you're watching back, put some comment down in the comment section. That really drives us out there into the ether. And I love being in the ether. Howdy do, Critically Crystal J, and Believe All Women.
The mic is a little rough.
My mic is sounding rough?
A little bit.
It doesn't sound rough to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything as, yeah, and the TikTok, y'all let me know how the mic does sound. Good on TikTok, sounds okay to me. I think it might just be you, bud. Yeah, fantastic.
I'll swipe out. I swiped out.
And I mean, I could, you
know, here. How do I sound now? Does that sound better?
Oh, that
Perfect.
does sound much
100%.
better.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Nailed
yeah.
it.
So let's see what we got here. Your mic is usually rough for me here, but not today. Fantastic, much better. Love to see you all here. Helium Chipmunk.
Yeah. Christmas time is here. Time for toys and time for cheer.
Fantastic. I could sing all of the songs from all my favorite movies from this.
Theodore.
I'll say what? Oh, because the
Say Theodore.
Theodore.
Yes.
Now I know she'll never leave me, even as she fades from view.
It's my favorite song from Beauty and the Beast. No, it's the bad guy from Roger Rabbit after he gets squished. There, yeah, that's sure that too. I've got the whole panel pissed now, said Dylan Kins. What'd you do, Dylan?
Yeah, can we, like, he called me sweetie. That was a
Ew.
little,
You're
right?
Don't call your people who aren't your significant other sweetie. It's very condescending.
But maybe Believe is pissed at you, but I'm not. I don't even care about you. But I do think it's funny that you keep calling us sinners when Christians are sinners. I'm not a sinner. I'm not a Christian. I don't ascribe to your covenant with your God. I can't go against the covenant if I don't ascribe to the covenant.
Facts. We're all sin. I'm not a sinner, Dylan. I don't commit any sins because sin is the made up concept. Koshka says, "Hey, Dalton." Hello,
Koshka. I always want
Koshka.
to know if you ever get the urge to ask. I really am always fascinated about what sins they wish they could do that God is stopping them from doing.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Lovely way to think, but we're all sinners. Whatever you say, bud. You keep doing you, boo boo. Now, yeah, if I could make them tell the truth, because they probably might lie, but like if they couldn't lie, what would they tell us? Probably horrible shit, because they don't understand ethics. You know what would help? A short mute. No, just let them run their I mean, if I mute them, then no one else can berate them.
Oh yeah, don't mute them. Let's have a little, food in the chat to play with. Don't mute them.
Yeah, Dylan, are you wearing mixed fabrics right now, perchance?
Oh, Dylan, the chat is really enjoying talking to you. And apparently you just enjoy the attention. And I get that. A lot of mogs, they need attention. They do. They just don't get enough attention and love from their mommy and daddy, so they have to come into chat rooms and try to get attention. And that's okay. We understand.
He says, I'm wearing underwear. I don't know what that has to do with anything I asked you. I'm not wearing underwear. So that's my response, I guess. Wow, validate me. I'm so lonely and friendless, Dylan. Oh man, it's so funny.
Just can we get a pants check at least?
I am wearing pants right now. I am wearing pants. Some
Just making sure.
Adidas
You never know.
sweatpants. If we're all sinners for Adam and Eve, then most of us are also motherfuckers too. What?
What?
Who needs underwear? I know, right? The world's a better place without it.
You guys, if you're in the chat, pants are optional. It's just if you're Dalton
camera.
and because we don't want him to stand up. Oops. Okay, but
I mean,
chat.
not gonna
is
lie,
all-
Crystal, like I'm also not wearing pants. I just wanted to hold Dalton accountable.
Okay. Well, don't cam up. Okay. We
Chloe,
don't accident.
Chloe says, Dalton, you said Adidas wrong. I'm not British, Chloe. I'm American. And in America, we say Adidas. What do y'all say over in England? Adidas?
Adidas.
Adidas. Can you move the questions right a little bit? Okay, here, let me fix that for y'all. Here, let me see. Top it. There we go. Is that better? If our ancestors sinned, so we are all born sinners, then we are all motherfuckers because our dads fucked. What?
I don't think that still equals. Okay. To me, that math is not mathing.
Okay, once but more before I get ready for work. God loves you all, little sinners, so much. No, actually, Dylan, I just wait. This just end. Dylan, God hates your fucking guts. That's the divine word I just received. Anyways,
I did too at the same time. Oh my gosh, it has to be, from the Holy Spirit or something.
Yeah.
It's same time, same.
Fun fact: Adidas and Puma were created by brothers. Really didn't know that. He's saying if sin is inheritable, then motherfucker quality is like my dad was a motherfucker and that was a sin, and because sin is inherited, I inherited the sin to fucking my. I don't know if I.
Wow. Oh wow. I ain't inheriting any of that. Okay, keep that shit far from me.
Anyways, let's see. Originally, the Dassler brothers were going to work together, but Rudolph joined the Yahtzee party. Adolf Dassler was his name, right? The one who made Adidas. That's why it's called Adidas. Adolf Dassler. That's why I've heard, at least. I don't know. Chloe's coming up here to correct me on the pronunciation. Chloe, what's up?
I just came up to teach you how to. It baffles me how you can speak Hebrew but you can't pronounce Adidas.
Adidas, yeah. We're saying Adidas, yeah. We're saying the same thing, right? That's what I hear.
We are not surprised. No, absolutely no.
Adidas. Adidas.
Adidas.
Also, I also came up to tell you all of your British accents earlier were shocking.
Oh, hello, governor.
Shocking.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo.
I think I have a lovely British accent. What are you talking about?
But we don't sound like that. Why does everyone just think that we are like?
Wait, Chloe, Emma,
I was
Sir,
I
may
didn't have
I
a
have
chance
some
to
more
try
stew,
this.
sir? Well, hello, Mary Poppins.
Wait, I don't know what they're
Didn't
talking
I?
about. Like, this is crazy. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, see, that's better. But it's just the fact of like everyone just thinks that we're posh and no one sounds like that.
I'm not doing a posh accent. I'm doing a Dick Van Dyke accent. Oop.
Can you do a Liverpool accent?
Do you think Crystal did a posh accent when she said, "Hello, governor"?
Well, that's just the tip. But this is the thing, right? When I debate people and they're losing the debate, that is exactly what they say and exactly how they say it every time.
I love your accent, Chloe, and I would never mock you personally, by the way, because I love it. But it is fun to try to do other accents because I clearly don't have an accent. So I just like to try.
Yeah,
I'd
you
like
should,
a cup of tea.
you
Can
should
we have
practice Liverpool.
I don't know a Liverpool accent.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Like, y'all are all the same to me.
I don't know what that means. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. I
To
can't
be
believe
fair, their entire country is like the size of one of our states.
But here's
Exactly. Aren't you all from Liverpool?
no, here's the real challenge. Chloe, I want you to do your best American accent.
Absolutely not. I can't do accents. I really can't. It's
Adidas.
impossible. And I'm not going to make myself look silly in front of 100
Say Adidas, Chloe. Say Adidas.
Adidas.
I will say this. So between American actors and English actors, American actors are not good at doing British accents, but British actors are good at doing American accents.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tom Holland, Benedict Cumberbatch, didn't even know they were British before I when I first watched them on the Marvel movies.
Canadian actors are even better at doing all the accents, especially Sean Doyle.
Or Andrew Garfield. That's another really big one. Had no idea he was British. Sour Patch says, I don't.
Sorry, carry on.
I don't recognize Canada as a real place, is what Sour Patch Leaf said.
Someone in the comments just told me to say garage.
The garage. The garage.
I'm pretty sure someone in the comments asked you to say garage and you pronounced it wrong.
I think that's correct.
In the garage. Yeah. I like looks like we have a guest here. I'm gonna bring up Pedro. Pedro, I'm gonna ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Human male.
Neither one of those were pronouns.
I don't give a monkeys.
Well, you
human male.
You have to answer the question, or else you don't get to talk to me, bud.
What pronouns do human males use?
I've heard human males go by they, them, and she, her, and he, him.
And then they're not human pronouns. They're not human.
Those are human pronouns. Humans use.
They're not
what
human
a
male
weird
pronouns.
argument
Is
to
she
die
a human male
on.
pronoun? Hold on. Is she a human male pronoun?
Why
Yes.
die on this?
She is a human male pronoun.
If you're
I just
gonna
want to take a
crash
second
out,
to apologise for this guest, by the way. I don't
How is he saying?
That this is the
He just blundered.
argument
He
you
just
want to die on. Like, you could have come up here and actually talked to us about your Lord and Savior. You could educate everybody about your God, but instead you want to die on some transphobic hill because you
How
have
is it transphobic?
such a frail male ego. You're
How is it
so
transphobic?
frail. Your ego is
How
so
is it
frail
transphobic?
that you are so
How is it
scared to tell us what your pronouns
How is it
are.
transphobic?
He's broken. His brain is fried. He's like on repeat now.
He just blundered. You blundered.
I didn't blunder. Human males go by she, her sometimes.
Okay, beautiful. Is she a human male pronoun? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then you blunder. That's a blunder.
Where's the blunder? Where's the blunder?
Because she's only ascribed to human females.
So what
No,
you're
it's not.
saying is you don't have
Whether
real
people use
arguments.
it, I hold on. Whether people
What was that, Crystal?
All you can do is be transphobic. You don't have real arguments.
How is that transphobic? How is that transphobic?
Because you know why you're doing this. Because you're transphobic, and
No,
we're not
because I'm saying the
stupid.
truth.
Nobody
I'm
in the
staying to
chat
logic.
or on
I'm
this
staying to
panel.
logic.
No,
Pedro,
you're not. You're saying
Pedro.
stupidity.
Pedro,
I'm staying to the definition.
Pedro, shut the fuck up, dude, for 5 fucking seconds. I don't know
Okay,
if you
let's
know,
engage.
Pedro, I don't know if you know this.
but
Let's
self-control,
engage, bro.
but self-control is supposed to be one of the fruits of the Holy Spirit. So self-control the fuck out of yourself, dude. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so let's engage.
So, well, no,
Pedro,
we
like
don't.
Crystal said, like you don't. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not moving forward until you tell me what your pronouns are, Pedro. And I'll give you only 2 more chances. And if you don't tell me, then I'll drop you and you won't get the opportunity to share your bullshit with us.
Okay, so are you sticking to your blunder?
Nope, not a blunder. Well, I'll give you 2
It
more
is a
chances.
blunder.
What are your pronouns?
You
Yeah, it's
could
going
be
to be
Are you
talking about
sticking to
your
your
God
bigotry?
right now.
I answered,
Are you
and they spoke
sticking to
over
your
me.
bigotry? You sticking to your bigotry,
Look,
Pedro?
I answered and
Is
they
that what you're
spoke over
doing? You
me.
sticking to your bigotry,
Look, she's
Pedro?
speaking over me.
Yeah, I
Is your
am.
name Pedro?
Pedro,
Is your
you
name Pedro?
could be Pedro. You could be talking to us about your
I
Lord
literally
and
answered and he
Savior,
spoke
right?
over me
You
when I
could be
answered.
Yeah, you could be
Look,
talking to us
notice how you're
about your.
so
Okay, so
over-talking.
we still don't know who your Lord and Savior is because you're
Notice how you're still
stuck on
over-talking me.
pronouns.
Pedro, can you just please shut the fuck up for a minute? Thank you. Just be quiet, just for a second. Control yourself, all right?
The fragility of the Christian male ego is astounding.
This is something I said earlier today that
Okay,
like
so let's engage.
Jen,
Let's
like
engage.
So he did
don't
answer.
yell.
He's
Pedro
here. I'm just here.
I
worships
did
the
answer. I did.
ultimate pronoun.
Here. One
He
second.
worships the he him.
He did say he him. So I'm gonna move on to the third one because I'm sure Pedro is gonna be a totally honest and smart interlocutor. We can totally tell. So number 3, Pedro, are you a Christian?
Most definitely.
Shocker. So which one of the 5 points on the board did you want to discuss with me?
Number 1.
Is Jesus the Messiah, the Son of God? I don't think he is. He didn't fulfill any prophecies.
Yeah, according to what criteria?
Yeah, he has to, in order to be the Messiah, you have to fulfill prophecies about the Messiah from the Old Testament.
Yeah, according to what criteria he did it for, no prophecies.
Yeah, and the fact that he didn't do the things that the Messiah is supposed to do. The criteria is the Old Testament itself.
Okay, beautiful. Name one prophecy that Jesus did fulfill.
He didn't bring world peace.
Okay, beautiful. So how do you know that world peace was meant to be bring at the moment in time Jesus came back and not at the second coming? Go
Then
ahead.
it's not a fulfilled prophecy, and I'm right.
Okay, beautiful. So if that prophecy there is not fulfilled and that prophecy...
So could you name me one that instead of asking...
Notice how he's
How
double
is it beautiful when he's
I know- notice how-
disagreeing with you? How do you
notice
just
how he's-
answer beautiful
he's
when
panicking.
he's just? Is it
Let
beautiful?
me finish.
Is it beautiful?
Look, he's already
Is it,
panicking.
is it beautiful
Okay,
when
so
he
let me
doesn't
finish.
agree
Okay, I'm
with?
going to-
Is it beautiful when? Answer me before you continue. Is it beautiful when he doesn't agree with you?
Yeah, I'm not saying beautiful to that. So if you're not getting the context,
Okay, then don't say beautiful.
I can
Go
say what I
ahead.
like.
Go
Yes.
ahead.
So
That's it.
Pedro,
That's it,
I'll just put this out there. Instead of asking me all the prophecies he didn't fulfill, could you name one that he did fulfill? That'd be great, bud.
Yeah, so the prophecy that where God would die on the cross and be pissed for my sins.
Okay,
He fulfilled that
book,
one. So can
chapter,
you give me
verse. Book, chapter, verse.
Look, I already
Book, chapter. I'm getting tired of you. So Pedro, book, chapter, and verse. Prophecy says that God would die on a cross. Go ahead.
Stop muting me.
Stop bitching.
Look how he's muting my mic when I'm trying to give a response. He's panicking. Yeah, so according to Zechariah 12 verse 10, he fulfills that prophecy. Now give me epistemic justification that he didn't fulfill that prophecy.
So Pedro, slow the fuck down, baby boy.
Look how he's panicking.
Slow the fuck down, baby
He's
boy. I'm not panicking. I already have a rebuttal to
Yo,
this.
why are you muting my mic?
Listen, Pedro, he's not doing it. His hand is right there where you can see it. And second of all,
So
I've
why are you muting my mic?
Can you shut up for a minute?
It says,
There's no sweat
you
on his
live creator?
brow. His eyes are not dilating. He's not shaking. He's not stuttering.
Oh, he ran away. He ran away. That was a run.
I don't claim him, by the way.
Yeah. What
It's
up?
not
Sorry, I couldn't get that in, Jay. Like, you
Oh,
could
no,
see
it's
there
no
was not much. Yeah.
And yeah, just so we're clear, everyone, baby boy read Zechariah 12:10, and he didn't read Zechariah chapter 12, verses 1 through 9, which says that prior to the individual who's pierced, there's a war where the people surround the city of Jerusalem round about and make war against her, which didn't happen prior to the time of Jesus. So baby boy failed to read the Bible and thought he was going to cook us, and then just went on and showed that he has zero self-control. Embarrassing.
Yo, I do just have a quick question for you, and then I'm gonna drop down. I know you don't like to keep a heavy panel. I'm gonna go back over on Godless Live. In Leviticus 25, 44 through 46, the word there for slave, I was recently told that it has a different meaning in Hebrew, that it was supposed to say servant. Like this was indentured servitude and not chattel slavery.
Okay, so when they
Is
tell
that
you,
true?
no, it's not true. And the way you can point them to this, so the Hebrew word that's used for slave in Leviticus 25 is eved, spelled Aleph Beit Dalet Eved. Sorry, it might be actually, is it Aleph or is it Ayin? Let me take a look real quick. I don't want to say anything that's incorrect here. Leviticus 25, 44. Yeah, it's Ayin Beit Dalet, which is Eved, I mean slave. Just ask them, were the Israelites slaves in Egypt? If they say yes, then point them to Deuteronomy 5:15, where it uses the word Eved to describe the Israelites enslaved in Egypt. They'll either have to deny that they were slaves in Egypt, which in case the whole plot doesn't make any sense, or they have to admit that Eved is a slave, and therefore Deuteronomy 25 says you will take slaves from among the nations.
What was that verse?
Deuteronomy,
write this shit down.
Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 15, which says, let me pull it up. Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 15 says, remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt. V'zikrat ki eved hayat be'eretz Mitzrayim. And the word there is eved. It's the same word that's used in Leviticus 25. So Deuteronomy 5:15.
All right. What translation do you use for your verses? Because I'm pretty sure we use the same one. Just wanted to check.
The two that I use would be the New Revised Standard Version Updated Edition and the Revised Jewish Publication Society translation.
Okay, I use the first one that you mentioned. I don't use the second one. Do you suggest that I use that, or is that a
for the
Hebrew translation?
For the Old Testament, the new Jewish Publication Society is superior.
Okay. All right. Is that on Bible Gateway?
No, but I mean it might be, but you can find it for free on Sepharia Library.
Okay, thank you. I needed to know because I just wasn't so certain on if that was true or not. I was gonna ask Dr. Bowen, but I haven't seen him on any panels here recently.
Yeah, there you go, bud. I'm happy to help.
All right, I'm gonna drop now. Have a great live. I might come back later. Just not so certain.
All right. See you later, Jaden.
See you, dude.
Man, what is it about Christian men and their inability to not crash out? Man, there's something about Christianity that produces unhinged, unstable men. But we have a super chat here from
at Lost in FRP with the 110 Turkish lira. Maybe you can use it pronoun or pronoun allergies and move forward to mock them further. Brit actors and actresses are better than American ones most of the time, along with their accent talents.
Agreed. Yeah, usually what happens is if they say I don't like using pronouns, if they say that or I don't use pronouns, then what I'll do is I'll say, oh, fine, if you don't use pronouns, then we'll move forward the conversation. But anytime you use a pronoun, you're going to get buzzed, and then I'll give them this sound right here. I'll give them the buzzer every time they use a pronoun, and it pisses them off to no end. And I love that. We love pissing off transphobes.
I was considering using a similar thing for when they use the word context, because half the time I don't even think they know what the definition of context means. I think they think it means whatever God wants.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% going to be using a sound bite for context or something like that, like a sing song sort of thing. Every time they cry for context. I didn't know Christian Bale was a Brit for years. Exactly. Yeah. I didn't know he was British either.
Are you kidding? I'm just learning this today.
Oh yeah, he's English. He's got the British accent.
The guy from The Machinist is British.
Is that what you know him from? I know him from Batman.
I think so. Yeah, that too. He's a very well versed actor, I think, but I had no idea because he played an American in that movie.
He also was in that movie where he like I don't know. He puts on like a I don't know what the name of the movie is. He puts on like the poncho and then he gets the guy with an axe.
Oh my gosh, Christian Bale and the fucking what's his name? Crystal, help us out.
British singers almost always sound American though. That is true.
He's like a famous, like, don't alt-right guys love that Christian Bale character?
I'm pretty sure he also played like a American Psycho. He played that's the movie I'm thinking of, American Psycho.
Yeah, but I forget the name of the character in American Psycho.
Is it Norman Bates? No wait.
He had
Let's see.
no, that's
Cast of
no, that's
Psycho. The original Psycho.
Patrick Bateman. That's what he plays. He plays
that's the one.
Yeah, there we go.
You were close with Bates, but yeah.
Good singer.
American Psycho. Oh, interesting. Because Norman Bates is the movie Psycho, so I wonder if he did that name on purpose for American Psycho, named him Bates on purpose.
Yeah, I think he did.
Dr. Dick says, I hated that book. Never read it. My next book that I'm planning on reading, that's like not like an academic book, is I'm going to do my homework and I'm going to read The Hobbit and then The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, and then The Two Towers, and then Return of the King, so that I can have something to make conversation with Cam about.
Aw, I love that. Okay, but also that's very Christian of you.
Wait, what?
I said that's very Christian of you because as an ex-Christian, I allowed my children to read those because Tolkien wrote them.
She didn't even get into it until like 5 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's like a new fan and she's hardcore. Her library is immense. She's got so many Tolkien books, including like a cookbook.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
I know I'm gonna have to get her to make me some Lemnis bread. Don't forget the Silmarillion. She also has a copy of that. Yep. Have you watched the movie though?
I think you messed up and you said you're gonna have to make her some Silman bread.
No, she needs to make me some Limbus bread because I don't know how to make it, but she's got it's called Limbus. Sorry, my bad, Dr. Dig. Yeah, because I don't know how to make it and I'm interested. I want to make an atheist cookbook, but it's just full of counter apologetics. In order to make a counter apologetic tag, the ingredients you need is one dose of reality. Yeah, it's fantastic.
No, it's like when you make your bread, mix flour and water and yeast, and then just put it in an oven. Let it chill. No feces involved.
Lovely. Okay. Fat Jesus Resurrections are friendly and they're coming up. Fat Jesus. Howdy, partner.
Hey, how's it going? He, him, and sometimes that. Not a Christian. But if you don't have any opposition, I just wanted to share a quick fun fact with you guys. Crystal knows this about me, and it's a reason why I think the Bible is untrue. I like to look up ways that the biblical flood could have never happened, all the scientific reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a new one today. It's called osmotic shock. It's what happens when saltwater fish are in diluted water. Their cells start to swell and they eventually pop. And as we all know, if all sea life was unalived by this event, there would be no life on Earth. And that is another reason why the Bible's not true and I wanted to share it with everybody.
Oh yeah, all the freshwater fish would be absolutely fucked.
Yes.
From the flood, and we wouldn't have catfish, and yet we have catfish. So,
Very
checkmate
true.
Christians.
All saltwater fish would be gone, as well as the coral that keeps them alive, and all other life and all plant life on Earth would be gone as well. So it effectively would be a worldwide extinction, even if you saved 2 of each animal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
but
food for
that
them to eat.
Jesus, Godwin in the chat has a really good point. So I'm going to have to push back on you a little bit because God, magic. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, Godwin stole my argument, but anyways, but not only that, Fat Jesus, not only that, just think about the additional water pressure. Could you imagine something that needs a certain pressure or is acclimated to a certain pressure that lives on the sea
Yes.
floor? It's crushed under a Everest size additional water.
And not to mention that, there would also be a sedimentary layer that would be left behind that we just don't see. So that would also cover all plant life and wipe that out as well. But yes, all those animals who are used to a certain pressure would also be unalived. So all those
That
things that clean
and
up
what
all the dead
sorry.
animals at the bottom of the ocean, they would be gone. So yeah, the whole ecosystem would be messed up. So I don't think there was a flood, guys.
Do you remember the video maybe like 6 months ago or so of that like deep sea fish coming to the surface and everybody thought it was like a
Oh,
sign?
the
And it was
anglerfish.
yes, and that's my favorite fish. I forgot the name, but yes. And like hearing that it came to the surface, everyone was like talking about how it could be a sign, but I was just thinking how painful it must have been for the fish to like
Crazy with the anglerfish is that the male anglerfish like gets like uses to
stuck
their body, and I thought
He basically like attaches and becomes the gonads of the ladyfish.
I was a clingy, but gee whiz, that's crazy.
Oh my god.
That's what marriage should be like when you become one. So there is no divorce in the anglerfish.
I mean, it'd be, yeah, no, you gotta carry your. I think they'll carry around like 2 or 3 males on their body.
Oh
okay.
no, I did not know that's new to me. I did not know they could have multiple, and I love that for them. I do.
It's like,
And they
like
choose.
three guys,
They
one
can
girl.
choose which one they use too.
Oh yeah,
Y'all are making me think of weird science facts,
Wait,
and I
wait.
just learned one yesterday. Did you know that some people are born with a nipple on the bottom of their foot?
that explains a lot. The socks you'll have to start wearing are very strange at that point. Like, do you
Have
like
you guys
I have
wait?
I have a C cup sock, guys.
So
Clearly, you have not
barefoot,
heard of
your nipple
intelligent
show.
design.
Right? It's everything
What
is perfect except that guy's nipple on the bottom of his foot.
Gotta
That's the
watch
What if
out,
he
'cause
has-
you could lactate and slip. That's dangerous. That's hazardous.
Oh my
What if he has sensitive nipples? I don't think
Well,
socks
no,
are a
I
good
mean
fabric
that's
for the
just
nipples.
like the commandment
for a
that God
jog.
demands from every like 8-day-old Israelite to take the tip off of that one part, and it's like everything's perfect about your body except God wants to reclaim this one little tip when you're a baby.
He's
Why
like,
weren't they
shit, I
just-
made that part too long in character creation. Fuck, I'm gonna need you guys to fix that.
Let me put my glasses on and tell you how God is an intelligent designer.
Please, and my sight is getting worse the older I get. So like, does God just love me less with age? Come on.
Steadfast King
Well,
says,
Patriarchy.
I'd rather do a debate off stream where nobody controls the panel. In other words, a debate off screen where I can't hold your feet to the fire is why I'm getting through that.
That's a very Darth Dawkins thing to say.
Yeah, well, yeah. What the I'd rather do a debate off stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never let a Christian take you to a second location.
Sir, you're obfuscating. You're obfuscating, sir. I'm not going to sit up here and be verbally dogpiled with your obfuscation.
Yeah, that's Darth. Here, I think I'm going to read part of this document for everyone. The first part of this document, and we'll do the second part tomorrow, and then the next day, etc., etc., etc. Let me find it real quick. This is from a friend of mine named Ichthyus Prime. It is his expose, project report, investigative analysis. Subject: the digital identities associated with Darth Dawkins. Let me see. I'm going to read the first part of this for you guys. Audiobook. Date April 11th, 2026. My crew and I are just kidding. Let's see. Important illegal disclaimers. I'll go through that. I'll just skip that part and get right to the substance. Who is Gary Milne? Gary Milne is an older man, 64 years of age, who operates primarily out of New Jersey. He has used several online handles over the years, including Darth Dawkins, Evolution False, Duncan Atheism, I might assume over that one, and Darwin's Deity. His Darth Dawkins persona is a play on the famous evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins, intended to signal his mission to shut down atheists using aggressive scripted logic. He follows a rigid presuppositional precept and transcendental argument for God tag framework. His strategy is not to provide empirical evidence, but to attack the preconditions of intelligibility. The living with mother story. The detail about him living with his mother is a common point of contention in his call-in appearances, such as on The Atheist Experience or Talk Heathen. According to various online trackers and former associates, residents, he reportedly moved back into his mother's home in New Jersey following a series of personal setbacks. The divorce, the discussion in debate forums, and exposed videos, often by a YouTuber named Sydney Winston, claim that Milne is a divorced man whose family life became strained. These sources allege that personal issues, including claims of infidelity and domestic strife, led to his current living situation. He is often mocked as the 60-year-old troll in his mom's basement, while he leans into a highly intellectual, metaphysical persona. His critics use his living situation to argue that he lacks the authority he claims to have over reality and logic. Behavioral patterns. His personal background is often linked to his debate style, the script. Because he follows a rigid circular script tag, critics suggest he uses this impenetrable logic as a defensive mechanism or a way to feel superior after personal failures. Volatile temper. He is famous for screaming, insulting hosts, and in hanging up on moment his script is bypassed. This has led many to speculate that his online aggression is a vent for real-world frustrations. Rebuttal context, and then this will be the end of it, and we'll read the next one tomorrow. When you are debating him or someone using his script, knowing this background helps you understand why he cannot leave the script. For Gary, the script isn't just an argument, it's a shield. If you break the script, you break the only thing giving him a sense of control. So tomorrow we will read the section called Alleged School Life. That's so funny.
Look, I just had to push back on one thing, okay? Like, I know Darth Dawkins is a dick, okay? But
The biggest.
older? I'm sorry, older? Like, what? What are you calling older people? What? No, I'm just kidding.
No, not you, Crystal. Crystal, you are like a fine wine. You never get old. You just become more refined.
I'm sure that only a small part of Darth Dawkins is a dick, to be fair.
Come on.
Oh my god. Where can one view
No,
this?
that if you break the script, you break his control. Where did you read that from? Was that some ChatGPT shit though?
No, this is from Ichthyus Prime. They are a creator here online, and they wrote this document. It's a long
yeah.
expose, and you
have
can
heard
ask them
of
all
that.
about them. Yeah.
Okay.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just wondering, what was that YouTube channel, Sydney Winston or Wilson?
Yeah, Sydney Winston.
'Cause I want to look that up. Perfect. I gotta see that.
Darth Micro. Yes, Arcana. Accurate.
It's amazing.
And he'll
You
never.
remind him.
Was it what?
I'm sorry, this is yours. I was just say, if you remind him or his little protege that he's always on, I can't remember his name, that they're incels, they will ban you.
Oh yeah, we don't call them incels anymore. We have a new name for those people. We call them the unfuckables. Because incel is an involuntarily celibate, and this isn't involuntary. They're choosing to be this way. So they're just the unfuckables now.
I was gonna completely agree. Like they are
For some
choosing.
reason, that's okay to say. That's okay to say. But God forbid, don't call them incels.
Yeah.
Superhero team. Here comes the Unfuckables.
Yeah.
With Captain Darth Dawkins.
The uneffables and their ineffable god. Yeah.
Catchy.
Darth has yelled at me before I was pretty stoic that day. Yeah, I mean, he's never going to see this because Darth like blocked me a long time ago because, you know, I didn't stick with his script and he doesn't like being that I call him Gear Bear. But that's
I haven't seen him in forever.
Good. That's a sign.
He probably blocked you.
Probably. I never talked to him before. He's requested up and he didn't connect. And that's it. Like
A psychological standpoint, that's fascinating, right? Because like you regularly welcome people onto your page who dissent and disagree with you, and apparently Gary just blocks them and pretends that he's always right. So like it's got to be something psychological.
I have to.
I like the psychological dive.
I have to try this. Like, it's staring at me in the face, and I need to know what it tastes like. 1 second.
See, I've only seen one of his lives, and he was talking to this one guy, and his mod comes up, right? Darth's mod comes up, and he starts like bragging that he's like, you know, I could just block you, I could block you or send you down right now. And I'm thinking, like, Darth Dawkins could do that too. What are you adding to this? Like, he has the same power. He has more power than you. What are you doing flexing your mod powers on this guy? And is this a debate strategy or is this like a cope? What's going on?
So this is it's called Hot Garage Gang Fire Mango Mimi, and like in a couple of weeks we're gonna do a stream where I eat a bunch of shit with this hot sauce on it. But I need to know now how hot it actually is before that terrible day comes.
Don't do it.
So
Don't do it. Nope, you won't. Nope, you won't.
Do it. I love hot sauce. You gotta tell me how it is.
My friend and I tried to do like the hottest of the hot ones once, and I swear I drank milk and it curdled in my mouth from like the chemical burns.
That's how you know it's good.
Why would God let that happen, Lobes?
Cheese curds are life.
Here, wait a minute.
Is it good?
If God is real, why hot sauce?
Ooh,
Because you have free will. Okay, what are you talking about?
Free will to hot sauce. Woo!
Absolutely.
Ooh. Okay, so it's pretty good. It tastes really good, but it is hot. So I'm wondering, like, what should I make the minimum super chat requirement for like eating more from it?
$5, because
All right.
you'll get
At
a
least
lot of
five.
And
Yeah,
it's
then
very
five.
it's like affordable and it'll stack really well.
and then how much should the super chat be for me to just take a drink from it?
$50.
There you
I was
go.
gonna say 100, because your intestines are you might need to pay for a visit to the emergency care.
I'll do $50 for like a swig of it that day. Yeah, we'll do that. I eat a spoonful of hot sauce in the morning just to feel something. Okay, Colette. That's funny.
I'd rather feel pain than nothing at all. Hey, I'm gonna get out of here. Have fun. I gotta go back to work.
See you, bud.
I want to class Dull in when you have these people who have trouble with pronouns. have you ever considered referring to the rest of their call as God being she, her?
I do sometimes point out to them that they do understand that pronouns have nothing to do with your sex, because they don't think God has a penis, and yet they keep calling him a he.
Yeah, my favorite thing lately is to remind them that the ultimate love in their life before their daughters or their sisters or their mothers or their wives is a man. They worship the ultimate pronoun of he, him. So if they
Cons-
have trouble with pronouns, they just need to ask what pronoun was Jesus or whatever.
conservative men are extremely submissive to male authority.
That I can confirm because I have done SW in my life, and conservative men love to be on the down low paying for that stuff.
Man, it's just a full house today because no Christians are brave enough to come up and talk to me.
Yeah. Oh, so sorry. Did not mean to request up. Oh my god.
Hi, Colette.
How do I get out?
I got you. Funny.
Hi again. Sorry.
Hello, Governor. How are we doing today?
Do you know what? I was going to go live, but I've not done it in. This is very specific, but I did check. 342 days, and I am petrified, and I think I've lost my touch. I can't do it.
I know. I heard that you and Cam were supposed to go live today, but then she's got the affliction.
Yeah, I mean, I would have put up and shut up if Cam was doing it with me, but I just don't think I can do it on my own. It's just too hard work. I also brought a tripod with a ring light. Now I can't. I don't even want to use it. I'm petrified.
Well, I'm sure one of the others, Josh, could join you. Get Josh to co-host with you. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'll see if he's free. It is Friday, so maybe.
Bible guys get Josh to do it. I don't know. What?
I'm just throwing people out there.
No, I'm just kidding. You're I don't know.
Till something sticks, like spaghetti on the wall.
Yeah, you might as well just tell me to shut up at this point. Like, stop whinging, Chloe.
No, you're good. You're good. Everyone, make sure you tap the screen. Actually, real quick, I'm going to do a quick restart on the TikTok side of things, so I can get hopefully some fresh opposition in here. And I'm probably going to keep it to probably one co-host at a time. And then, so one co-host so that we don't scare the Christians off too much. So we'll see you guys in just a hot second. Okay. This hot sauce isn't that bad. I mean, it's spicy as fuck, but the mango-ness to it, I do love mango. It couldn't possibly be worse than those couldn't possibly be worse than the candies I was eating. No, suck that. You thought the phrase was semen on the wall? I'm heading to the gym and I'm no scientific snitch, so I can't join, but I'll listen. Hell yeah, I think you believe women. Have fun at the gym. Winging is whining. Wait, winging is whining for whoever asked. How are your guts afterwards? Ooh, boy, oh boy. It was something else, I'll tell you that. So sad that people still believe in Christian mythology. We're getting there. We're moving forward in society a little bit. Colette, you shouldn't have been embarrassed. You're fine. That was fun. It's always fun for me whenever I get to hear from longtime listeners. Let's see. Oop, fix this. There we go. Atheist Cat, howdy, partner. Rick says that was rough. What was rough? Whinging is a Britishism. Oh, I don't know what whinging is. So candy eating, it was rough, yeah. Damn, whoever wrote something to me, I didn't get to read it because the live went out. Oh, sorry. Oopsies. That's on me. It's like whining or complaining. Oh, okay. Thank you for. Oh, look at that cute little. Look at that little cute devil you just sent me, Atheist Cat. Love to see it. Charlie says, yes, Jesus is God. That wasn't one of the. Can Christians not read? I'm convinced that they can't read. Because none of the questions on the board says, is Jesus God? They just don't. They don't know how to read. Yeah, exactly. Who asked, Charlie? Who asked if Jesus was God? Not me. They can't comprehend for sure. Yeah. Ooh, thank you for the boom, 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 boom. All right, we're going to bring up someone named David. David, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions.
Look at you sitting at home eating your Cheetos, buddy. Eating your Cheetos and drinking your orange juice, bud.
Cheez-Its. Anyways.
Yeah, and that's why you're 350 pounds, you dumb fuck.
Dude, David. This is
you sit at home. Hold on, bro. You sit at home and eat Cheez-Its all day and talk shit about God, bro. Look at you.
This is so
Look at your life, bro. Look at your life.
I love my life. David, you're pathetic. Though.
No, your life sucks, bro. Your life sucks. Trust me.
I'm not the one who's coming up here complaining and
bro, your
whining
life
like
is
a
so
little.
Shitty. I guarantee you, bro. Your life.
I love my life, David. You're really sad though.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
Look
I
at
know you are.
bro.
I know you are. But what am I? I know you are. But what am I?
You lost the debate, bud. What else? Here.
David, I'm going to give you 2 minutes of I'm going to give you 2 minutes of uninterrupted.
Look at you. Hey, you thought you got me.
Here, chill out, David. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Do you want the 2 minutes or not, David? I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
I want you to stop.
I'm going to give you 2
Yes,
minutes,
give me the 2 minutes
of uninterrupted time
2 minutes.
to preach. So I'm going to start that
Go ahead.
timer.
You won't. You won't because you're a pussy.
3,
you won't.
2, 1.
You won't.
Go ahead,
I
David.
bet you kick me, pussy.
Yeah, you're right. I was going to kick you either way. David is so sad and pathetic. Like, imagine being so insecure that you have to, David. And also, imagine being so stupid, so stupid that after someone drops you, you immediately request back up. By the way, like, listen, I got called handsome yesterday by Cam, and Cam's opinion of me is worth 1 billion of David's opinion. So, David, literally nothing you say matters whatsoever to me. You're not even low tier.
Can you imagine hating yourself so much that you make anonymous accounts to go and ridicule people about the way they look, but you think you're so ugly that you don't even use your own profile picture or make videos or show your face because you hate yourself so much. And that's how David feels. He hates himself so much that I'm not going to show my face, but I'm going to go mock people for the way they look. It's crazy.
Speaking of which, we have here
At Resistance with the 10 Australian dollars saying, this is the same loser David from the other day that has a thing for Goliaths like Dalton. He's just smitten as a kitten for a poor little boy is down bad and sad. And at Furtive Patah with the $1.99, David is deeply threatened.
Yeah, we all know that David has a hard-on for the Bible guy. Well, you get it. We get it. He's upset that I'm not available for him anymore, and now he's just pissy about me. Oh well.
That's what it. That's what it is.
Hmm.
He got a little crush, and then his little fifis got hurt because you're not giving him the attention.
I didn't even remember who he was. Crazy. Let's see. I'll probably forget him by tomorrow too. Isn't that crazy?
They always think they're so memorable, but what they don't realize, they also say this thing like, oh, so you think we should be robots? No, Pumpkin, you do. You all are robots. You all come up here and say the same things over and over again. And because you do, you're very forgettable. We don't remember you after the show. I'm sorry, but you're little robots.
Kimberly says David is gay for Dalton. Hashtag gay for Dalton. That's good. He's just jealous also that I make money sitting at home doing what I love. That seemed to be one of his biggest problems. Sucks for you, David. Oh, David's here because he has a crush on me. David, I told you I'm not interested. I'm not.
Oh, what do you make? $30 a day, you clown? What the fuck are you talking about? You don't make no money, bro.
You don't know what he makes. You just are so
Bro, this
sad.
guy doesn't make.
You are such a loser, David.
Just a couple days ago, I made like 200 plus bucks in 3 hours. What are you pulling in, David?
Oh wow, dude, you're at the bottom of the totem pole still. $300, whippy fucking whippy, dude.
Listen, you live in
I
your
made $300.
You live in your
Bro,
mother's
stop.
basement and you come
Stop
up
muting me.
to TikTok lives
Stop
to
muting me.
mock people because
Stop
you
muting me.
don't have a job, you
Look at
don't
him
have life, and you don't make money, David. You're just a little unfuckable. Is that what they're called? Unfuckable little man.
Hey, let's compare bank accounts.
Yeah, David.
Yeah,
David, why are you
sure,
so?
like we would believe you.
Yeah, David, why are you so?
I'll
gay?
pull it up right.
David, why are you so gay
I'll
for
pull
me?
it up.
Why? Like, David, I'm not interested in you, buddy.
No
I'm
one's
not...
gay for you, fag.
Yeah, you are, David. That's why
No
you're
one's
so
gay for you,
interested in me. Okay.
You're a faggot, bro.
Bye, David.
Now you said a slur.
My God.
Oh,
What is with these unfuckable men coming up here and yelling at me? It's crazy.
God damn it. Don't have to call me that though. Jesus.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Man, I'm
That's
just
good. What's up?
Nothing. I'm just having Christian men acting like Christian men, you know, crashing out.
That's pretty common. Are they also like misogynists and pieces of shit in that way? That's pretty common for Christians.
Oh yeah, because no woman is going to touch David.
Yeah.
How you been today, bud?
Oh, that's pretty good. Have you had any good opposition?
Not really. No, they're all shit. But you know, we had some good ones earlier before the YouTube show started. But ever since I started the YouTube show, they've been like, you know, scarce. I think they're terrified to come and talk to us.
Are you able to do both? Like, if you had a guest on YouTube, are you able to bring them up at the same time?
No, not in a way that, I mean, they wouldn't be able they wouldn't be able to hear you guys talking, for example.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't even really pay attention all that much to that. Actually, I don't even know why I have the call in the show sticker up, because like I don't really use Video Ninja all that much anymore, because like I'm not able to make it to where there's crosstalk right now. So I just took that down.
Okay.
David is,
I think,
setting it in my box again. David, you're unfuckable. No one likes you. Go away. You're gross. Hey David, I dare you to type something in the comment section. He wants your box? Sure. Yeah. David, I bet you're not man enough to type anything in the comment section. God is not about evidence. God is about faith, which is why I don't believe in God.
Can you imagine saying that with a straight face?
Yeah. Unless they're an atheist who's like just stating the facts, like, yeah, God is about faith, not evidence. In which case, like, yeah, we totally agree with you. Yeah. All right, we're going to talk to Alex now. Hopefully, Alex doesn't crash the fuck out like David did. Alex, are you at least 18?
Yeah.
And
here's my question.
Whoa, slow down. I have 3 questions to ask you. That was just the first one. Number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
What was the first one?
Were you at least 18?
Oh yeah, he, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. Which one of the 5 questions on the board do you think you might be able to give us a good answer for?
Well, the one that I was gonna give you my argument for a creator outside, like more of a theism argument, and that's why I was just asking if that's something you want to talk about or not.
No, we have the questions on the board are the questions I want answered.
I think why. Okay, here's mine. I think why you should be a Christian. I think the first one is you need to understand why there's the good arguments for why there's a creator.
Sure. I don't think there's a creator. Why should I think there is one?
Well, you can look at like a hierarchical causation argument or like an ontological argument. I
No,
think
if this is going to be a philosophy thing,
it is.
I must
It is.
warn. Okay, then I have to tell you, I got what's called the Philbro rule book here.
Okay.
And the
Tell it to
Philbro,
me.
the Philbro rule book, which is also the Philbro timer, is the following: 1, you must talk at a measured pace. 2, if you use technical jargon, that jargon must be explained. 3, explain to me like I'm your grandmother, because I am not the philosophy guy. 4, your goal in this debate must be to persuade me, not to win the debate. And number 5, you have 5 minutes. Do you agree to these terms?
Yeah, I agree to these terms.
All right. Why should I think that there's a creator?
Okay, right? Because here's like the hierarchical argument is right. If you're holding a pencil, your arm's holding up the pencil, the floor is holding up the chair, gravity's pulling down the chair, and you can keep going back forever, right? And the causal power is needed in every one of those. Like in the one before it, it's needed. Instead of like if you say, my granddad had my dad, but then my granddad died, you no longer need my granddad. So if you go hierarchically, you go all the way down, then there's some type of sustaining force there.
What if we don't have a problem with infinite regression?
Can you elaborate?
I'm fine with going back for forever.
I'm sorry? You're fine with going back?
Me
I'm
too.
fine with going back infinitely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can I pause the timer to think?
Oh, no.
It actually boggles my mind that if you are going to make this argument that you don't realize that this is a very common counter argument. I am not into philosophy, and this is the most basic counter argument that there is an infinite regression.
Is it my timer or her timer?
I'm sorry, I was responding to what we were talking about. I'm allowed to talk to Alex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be a misogynistic pig. You didn't say shit like that to Josh when he talked.
Whoa.
No,
He
I
has a
hate
valid point. You didn't say
My bad.
when Joshua talked to you. You didn't say this. You didn't say that shit down.
You're right. You're right. I think when it happened the second time, that's if he would have done it again. But okay, look, that's fair enough. I will be back. I'm gonna do more of my own research. I do not have the answers for your guys' questions. I appreciate you guys having me on.
All right. Have a day.
They hate when I call them out on that, but I'm sorry. You are so obvious when you do that, guys. It's so fucking obvious that it's misogyny because Josh adds a little something to it and you're like, can I think about it? But when I add to, and I'm talking in the same tone, I'm talking measured, I'm just stating some facts. You're like, is it her time or my time? And you won't even address me. You address Dalton because you're a misogynist.
Facts. Maximus Alphamus, you are allowed to request up, but I don't force people up here. You have to actually do the job and work and request up. I'm grateful that he didn't try to make up a reply on the fly. That is, there's that at least. A lot of these Phil bros, they like to try to make stuff up on the fly. Big W to Crystal and big W to the Phil Bro Rulebook. I've literally been called some really misogynistic things before. I don't doubt it at all. Hey, Godwin.
Hey, Bible guy, how's it going?
It's going pretty mildly so far.
I love the way Josh and Crystal just shut that guy down. I mean, took out his knees right there.
Yeah, that was excellent work on both their parts.
Josh, that was beautiful. You mind if I just hang out for a few?
Yeah, sure. I don't got anyone who's brave enough to come up and talk to me right now.
I kind of feel bad. I said one thing, and Crystal said one thing, and that killed the opposition. Maybe we should have taken it slower, savored it a little.
Here, 1 second.
How we could have. That's the most common rebuttal to that. That's why I was kind of shocked that he didn't realize it was a rebuttal. I know nothing about philosophy. I'm telling you nothing. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? You didn't know that he might say that.
You made him rethink his whole life.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like the whole argument from motion is utterly destroyed by the what's it called, the B theory of time. No need for actualizer to actualize potentials. Everything's actual all the time. Let's see. God is good at playing hide and seek. Yeah. I don't get how causality can infinitely regress. There was a beginning to our time. I'm not convinced. Josh, do you have any reason for me to think there was a beginning? Like under B theory of time, like there is no like need to traverse an infinity because every moment in the time is like infinite, is like present. Where do the foreskin tradition come from? Egypt? Probably, yeah. Yeah, the Egyptians priesthood were practicing foreskin removal before the Israelites were ever around. Is it not scholarly opinion? No. Scientists don't suggest that there was a beginning, and a lot of philosophers hold to the B theory of time too. Time began when space began. The space didn't begin though.
At Resistance with the $5 Australian. I used to be a Phil bro like you, then I took a question to the face.
Fantastic Skyrim reference. Neo, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And then what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right, which one of the 5 questions on the board would you like to give me an answer for?
I can't see the top 3 because of the donation.
Is Jesus the Messiah? Is the Bible true? Did Jesus rise from the dead?
3.
Did Jesus rise from the dead? Okay, did he, Neo?
Yes.
Okay, why should I think that's true?
Okay. Do you read the Bible?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the exact book, but it says 3 days later he rose.
That's the claim. Why should I believe the claim is true?
Why don't you think it's true?
Because it's just a myth. It's just magic. Magic and
But
monsters.
people don't rise from the dead. Again, nobody does that.
Jesus can rise people from the dead. No,
I don't think
Jesus can rise people from the dead.
Nah, he's not. Magic's not real though, so he can't do that.
But he's God.
No, he's not God, because God doesn't exist. Okay. Oh, okay. Neo. You need to go somewhere quieter, because you're graping my ears right now with all this noise. All right. Anyways, I didn't. He just left. I don't believe it because the Bible. I don't believe it because the Bible is not true. Yeah. Essentially, yeah. Bro was
That's
15.
a weird question that he asked. Like, why don't you believe that? But if I told him that I used magic, I used purely magic and raised my dad from the dead, he would tell me I was a liar. Like, what are you talking about? People don't raise from the dead. That's why we don't believe it.
If I use magic to deduce the Bible is false, would he believe me? He was still in the womb. Oh my gosh. Bible guy, why do we wake up every day? Because the human body is like ready, has gotten its like rest, and therefore it's like, you know, our internal clocks go off. The human brain only needs like so many hours of sleep. That's why we end up waking up.
Personally, this morning was because I got a phone call. I mean, like, it can be different each day, you guys. Sometimes it's an alarm clock, and sometimes it's just my internal clock. But and sometimes it's a cat running across me and it wakes me up. But you know, it's not magic.
Meaning, Josh said, meaning for what purpose? Oh, for what purpose? To do my lives. I wake up so I can go and do my lives. That's the purpose that I choose for why I wake up.
Dalton's purpose in life every day he wakes up is to disprove the Bible he reads.
I also like
that is great.
I also have that's actually right now that's my secondary purpose. My primary purpose is personal. But yeah, there's lots of reasons why I wake up in the day. Also because I have to pee, I have to eat, and need to get exercise and stuff like that. So that's why I wake up. Some people
I
wake
found
up.
that to be a strange argument. You know what I mean? I've had people ask me that, and it's like they're putting all this weight on just. I think ultimately it's just existence. It's just why do we exist? But they ask it in a more refined way instead of just saying why is there something rather than nothing. I don't know. It's a weird question.
Brandon
There's
says,
also a lot of Christians who believe that God actually wakes them up each day. But then Thinker has a really good argument for that. So then if God is the reason you actually wake up each day and you wouldn't do it without him, is he the reason why you're late for work? Is it his fault?
Probably because of something bad you did.
Speaking of someone that says, like Brandon says, Dalton, what is your job? This is my job. And speaking of my job,
at Syrian Urchin with the $5. Infinite Address is even more bolstered with the B theory of time, since in special and general relativity, we only work with the B theory of time. Yeah.
That's why we believe B theory of time is true, is because of the theory of relativity. Yeah. And with the A theory of time, you end up getting the infinite regression problem. Let's see. Jesus says that it is finished on the cross, like what he got done masturbating. What's going on? And trusting in his blood. I don't trust in blood. That's weird. I don't know why you thought putting Bible verses would do anything, San. Is there a C theory? Not that I'm aware of, but there could be. There's not even a problem.
Only one blood that I trusted, and that is in a woman's menstruation blood, because that's the blood that bears life. That's the blood that really has power.
Yeah. Oh, you were really like starting to sound really super fuzzy there for a second. But Josh, Michelle, would you like to come up and talk?
Also, Crystal, you can prophecy when it's coming.
Exactly.
I have poor service and poor arguments. Yeah, Josh. All right. Pistomagan, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm 27.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
All right. Which one of the 5 questions on the board would you like to give us an answer for?
Let's see. Why should I be Christian? So I would make this as there's only a certain amount of worldviews, and looking at the Christian worldview with the triad Godhead, with creation, and with Christ being the Logos, I think that makes the most coherent, sensible worldview. It gives you the fullness of truth, gives you an ethical delineation that you can use for life, and also explains metaphysical properties that the world operates within.
Is this going to be a philosophical argument?
No, but I just thought any answer to that question would be a philosophical one, right?
Maybe, I suppose. I mean, you could just like provide me if like, why should I believe the Bible? Why should I be a Christian? Because Christianity is true would be a far better answer. So could you like substantiate any of the things you just said?
Yeah. So if I were to come here and I were like an atheist and I were to say, well, God is not real because he's not, I mean, that would be the same as you just saying Christianity is true because it's true, right?
What? No.
How would that not be how would that be different?
No, when I say why should I be a Christian because it's true, like, and then go on to give examples that demonstrate the veracity of Christianity.
Yeah. So the Bible, biblical texts are the most accounted for text to ever exist. For instance, like we have text about Plato to know that Plato is real and alive. But the Bible has been translated more times. It's been more accounted for by textual scholars than any other document in the world. So this would give us a historicity that we could go back and look, and we could see that many people have gone on the journey of trying to dismiss the life of Christ, and we see that they often fail at that. They often convert to a believer.
Was Jesus born during the reign of King Herod the Great?
I think so, right?
According to the gospel.
King Herod was going after children trying to seek Christ, wasn't he?
Yeah, sorry, I'm feeling a lot better now. Anyways, and question number 2, was he born during the time when Quirinius was the governor of Syria?
You know, I don't want to act like I know that answer. I don't know.
Here, we can.
I'm new to the faith, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm like a year in.
That's fine. We can. Here, watch. I got this up right here. This will help us out quite a bit. And we're gonna go to Luke chapter 2. It says about the birth of Jesus in those days. Oh, that's a bit too big on the screen. Let me fix that for you. So it's legible. There we go. How's that? Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration and was taken while Quirinius was the governor of Syria. All went to their own towns to be registered. Joseph also went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to the city of David called Bethlehem, because he was a descendant from the house of family of David. He went to be registered with Mary, to whom he was engaged, who was expecting a child. So according to this, Jesus was like born while Quirinius was the governor of Syria, right?
Yeah.
Here's the fundamental problem. Josephus died in 4 BCE, and Quirinius didn't become the governor of Syria until 10 years later. So like Matthew and Luke can't possibly both be historical.
So he died, or he came around 480, because he said it's 10 years later after 5 BC, right?
4 BCE is when Herod died. He ruled as king of Israel from 40 BCE until 4 BCE, and he died. And then 10 years later in 6 CE, that's when Quirinius was the governor of Syria.
Right. So what's the claim here? Are you saying that they're not correct?
That the Gospels of Matthew and Luke can't be both correct, because if Jesus is born during the reign of King Herod the Great, like the Gospel of Matthew says, then this claim that his family went down to Bethlehem for the census and under Quirinius, that never happens. But if Jesus is born during the census of Quirinius, and that's why he gets down to Bethlehem, then there's no Herod alive to kill the children in Bethlehem.
Right. So what is that entailing here? Is that it's not that the Bible's not true?
One of these stories isn't true.
Which one is not true?
Well, I'm inclined to say both because we have no evidence that Herod killed a bunch of babies in Bethlehem, and also like Luke says that this census was a census for the whole world, and that's also just simply not true. It was only a census for the people of Judea and wouldn't affect anyone living in Galilee.
Sure, this would be this would mean that, you know, I mean, the Bible was written by men, right? Ultimately.
Yeah, which is why I don't.
And even if men
believe its
are
claims,
even if men are supposedly intercepting a message from God, and then they're going to write about it, or they're inspired, they're apt to probably make some mistakes, right?
This isn't some mistakes. Someone's making up a story here, whole cloth.
So what are you? So I can understand a little more, like, where you're coming from. Are you? I thought you were a Christian, but you seem to be sort of a different kind than I'm used to talking to.
I'm an atheist.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I got you. Well, yeah. I mean, I would agree that the Bible is probably has some mistakes. I'm an Orthodox Christian. You know, we don't believe in fallibility like like a Protestant does.
Is Jesus the Messiah?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I can't.
We believe that. Yeah,
I can't believe that though because he didn't fulfill any prophecies.
Well, I know one that was fulfilled for sure.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, so in Revelation it says that there's going to be altars and incense across the world, worshiping Christ and the Triad Godhead, and we find that true today. So
Yeah,
Orthodox churches in every continent.
Let me be more specific. What I said, Jesus can't
That's
be
a revelation.
Jesus can't be the Messiah because he doesn't fulfill messianic prophecy.
Like what?
So in the Old Testament, the prophets foretold.
Oh, so your interpretation of the Old Testament?
Yeah,
because we believe the Old Testament is about Jesus.
Yeah, that's the claim.
Like, there's a lot of things in the Old Testament that are leading up to Christ becoming, like, for instance, someone bringing their son to an altar.
That is the claim, but like when we actually go and we read these prophecies,
I don't care about your interpretation of the scriptures, is what I'm saying. You
simmer
obviously
down.
don't have a
simmer
correct.
down, bud. You're getting a
Don't
bit
tell me
heated.
what to do, dude. I'll do whatever I want.
Don't start yelling at others. No, you're not going to do whatever you want. This is his show, not yours.
Yeah, like you need to reflect your Christian belief, and
You're
chill- and
obsessed
chill-
with Christianity.
It's how I
You're
make
like
my mo-
trying to get
it's
people
how
to
I
walk
make my-
away
it's
from their
how-
beliefs, dude.
You're damn right I am, but it's how I make my money. But
Yeah,
also,
well, it's pathetic to make money to try to draw people away from worldviews.
He's
and also,
he's getting big emotional, guys.
this doesn't make any sense because you're an atheist, right? So you believe the world in motion, just matter in motion. There's no such thing as truth to you. Truth is relative. What is truth? Yeah, that's why. Because
Are you done?
that's why you didn't want to go into philosophy because you're too stupid to understand it. What is truth?
Are you done?
What is truth? What's
Are you
truth?
Are you done, Christian? Out. Truth is that which comports reality.
Based on just someone's understanding, right? So it's relative, right?
Yeah. Are you running from the Bible? Is that what's happening? Right
Oh,
now?
so there's no, because I told you I don't care about your interpretation of the Bible.
Then why? Wait.
We don't care about yours.
Yeah, I think it's like the problem is that it's not just like I'm not just going to make claims here. I'm going to show you the data, but it seems like your response is just going to be this bit right here. Like if this whole thing's about you
You're going to
convincing
read some verse from the Old
this whole-
Testament, and you're going to say, "Oh, well, this doesn't purport with what it's supposed to be, what's supposed to happen." And it's like, how do we even know you have the right? Because, like, for instance, when
I can
Christ
show
says,
you.
"Don't cast your pearls among swine," he's not obviously saying, "Don't throw your jewelry at pigs."
then why are you throwing your pearls right now?
Do you know the rest of that
He-
verse?
oh,
It's
oh.
because you might get trampled. And that's what the Bible guy was doing.
He ran away. He ran away.
They never quote that full verse. It's so weird.
Guys, Orthodox and Catholics, they hate talking about the Bible. They fucking hate the Bible, guys. And that was so pathetic. All right, man. As soon as like he knew he started losing, he started crashing the fuck out and getting all pissy with me. Typical Christian. Hopefully we can get another Christian here who won't get pissy with me. Legolas the Great. I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Oh, they disappeared. I don't know where they went. All right. Dalton, when you end, can you please send everyone to me in shadow? I'm shadow banned. I will definitely do that. My show will end at around 5 p.m. I'll send people your way. Dude, he got defensive as fast as fuck. He did. Like, I heard it immediately. Like, he just started like, and I'm glad you called him out for that because I was about to do it too. Like, is your show on TV? It's been, well, I am on some people's TV. Depends on whether or not you opened up YouTube on TV or not. The Holy Spirit was not strengthening him.
I think you being an atheist, once he figured that out, I think it slowly started to settle in on his brain. And then he started thinking of all those verses where now you're the devil.
Oh, yeah. Also, like, he said he's a new Christian. Like, he doesn't read the Bible. He believes in Christianity, but he hasn't actually, like, he doesn't know the Bible. He believes in a book he hasn't read. That's all it is. Man. Anyways,
at Resistance with the $5 cry baby cry, make your mama sigh.
Yeah, that's them.
Y'all, a person can say they're atheist and not have to describe every time whether they're agnostic, or any of those other adjectives before it. You can be an atheist and be an agnostic atheist. I just don't feel like explaining myself every time I say it, so I just say I'm an atheist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Full atheist isn't a thing. Like, an agnostic atheist is a full atheist, Josh Michele.
Exactly.
There's no such thing as a half atheist. You can have a half chub, but not a half atheist.
You could be a lukewarm atheist, though. Let's face it. Every now and then you pray or
I think, Josh, what you're referring to is like the difference between being a Gnostic atheist and an agnostic atheist. And I'm an agnostic atheist towards the omni God, but like towards just God in general. Like I can't like demonstrate that no versions of God exist. So agnostic atheist on those parts. Yeah. So there's that. The tri-omni God. Ooh, I got a text message. The tri-omni God definitely doesn't exist.
I just saw Cam in chat, and I need to tell Cam your new couple name. Cam, we named you today. I did it. It's the best couple name in the world. Y'all are damn. That's your couple name. I'm sorry. It's the rules. I didn't make them up. Well, I did, but so what?
Oh God. Yeah. Anyways, God damn. When a lukewarm atheist dies and sees atheismo, he says, "Depart from me, depart from me, I knew you. I never knew you." Gosh.
I did make you blush a little.
The first of cats. What are you trying to say? Okay. Anyways, everyone, tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have some interesting conversations. We have here
another super chat from at where'd it go? There he goes. At Cursival Yum Yums with the $4.99. I'm an atheist on payday.
An atheist? Is that your 1/8 of an atheist? Interesting. An atheist. Atheismo saves lives, not souls. Who's atheismo? I've heard this before. Is this
He's
a meme?
He's our mock god.
Oh, fantastic. I have Peggy. Peggy, be with you all.
You do not want to be on the bad side of Peggy.
No. I don't know if Peggy has any bad sides. Atheismo is the deity that sends you to heaven if you don't believe in him. Hell yeah. W to atheismo then. Doug and Sharon Stone. We love Doug and Sharon Stone, the Papa and Mama deities of the Pantheon. Use the rosary pic I sent. I cannot show that. I cannot show that on TikTok/YouTube.
Hey, while we're talking about Doug and Sharon Stone, do you mind if I give myself a little plug here, a little commercial for something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So a couple of weeks ago, I got to meet Justin, and Justin is trying to help me get a new computer system. And so he did something cool. I brought him 5 very cool vintage and antique Bibles, all different kinds. And he signed them for me. And we're doing an auction over on my Discord. So if you head to my link tree, you can join my Discord. If you have a problem with the link, just DM me. And you can go bid on them. Some of them are like 100 years old. There's a Catholic version, a hardback, 2 very old King James, a new King James. They're very, very cool. And so, yeah, head on over there if you would like a signed Justin Deconstruction Zone antique or vintage Bible.
I'm gonna get Justin to sign my ass one of these days. I'm gonna make it happen. And then
I'll make it a tattoo.
and then I'll put that on eBay, and we'll see where that gets me. But we have
here Liaga with the $5. Should change that to Peggy be with you all.
Woman. KJVJE Justin edition. Oh man, if Justin made his own KJV, that'd be hilarious. I want to get a family Bible and write in the Bible genealogies. A woman, that's what I meant to say. A woman. Okay, anyways, so where are all the Christians at? The non-crash out Christians. That'd be fantastic to get a meal in here because I'm hungry.
Listen, I do want to let you guys know when you're having trouble to get Christians up right now, it is not you. It is happening creator wide. So one of the things that has been helping, not joking, you guys, if you people in chat would do hashtags with Christian knees, okay? So hashtag WWJD, hashtag Jesus is Lord, hashtag God loves you. You know, those kind of things, because the algorithm is suppressing non-believers right now. We've got to kind of fish for those believers, and it's everybody's life. Everybody's having trouble.
My life was a disaster, by the way.
Oh well, you know, hopefully it'll work out for you better.
I might try go on my backup. Maybe it's just because I'm shadow banned. I don't know.
It takes so once you come back from a long break, it takes a long time for the algorithm to pick up your channel. And like when I was banned for only 3 days, and it took a little bit for me to get some like an audience to come back in and opposition and all that kind of stuff. So it just takes some time. We have here
At Simple Programmer with the $10. Matthew 16:23. Get thee behind me, Peggy. Yeah.
I'm convinced, guys, that Christians do want the devil to peg them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be going around saying, "Get thee behind me, Satan." It just makes sense, right?
And then at Resistance with the 10 Australian bucks. Hashtag, what would Jesus do? Nothing, because he's dead.
Yeah, facts. Hashtag Ezekiel 30:23:20. That's funny. Hashtag Christ is Lord. Guys, I'm gonna make the Christ is Lord t-shirt. It's gonna happen. Hashtag rage bait. Okay, Josh Michelle. This isn't rage bait. I really do think that Jesus is dead because like y'all haven't given me any reason to think otherwise. It's not rage baiting, it's just facts. People who go
It's not, if it was rage baity, you would say something, you know, more, I don't know, just more like infuriating or something to them on purpose. Like, I don't know, Jesus had a boyfriend. I don't know, something that would really make them mad.
Why don't we cover the Doubting Thomas and just hashtag finger my holes? Will that work?
There we go. Hashtag finger my holes. Hashtag rage baiting to entertain my, and then they misspelled heard. That's funny. They almost had something there.
Hilarious. That is hilarious.
I like to rain bait, says closed closet sexual. Man, Josh, not you, our friend Josh, but Josh Michelli. You do talk a lot of shit for someone who doesn't have any good arguments. Kind of crazy, right? Hashtag trad wife. I'm not a rage baiter. I am a masturbator.
Don't remove people or kick them unless they come up here and they say something bigoted or homophobic or something like that. And we only mute you if you talk over the host or speak over somebody when they are already speaking. Otherwise, and half the time we don't even mute you then. We let you talk over us. But to make such claims means you don't really watch the show, because we don't like to kick people. We want to have the conversation.
Yeah. 4 versus 1, straw
I will
man, mute.
mute us. I will not talk at all. I will not say a word.
Yeah, Josh, if you call up, I will be the only one who talks to you.
Promise.
But they're going to use this as an excuse to not come up. I have 1% more excuses.
Yeah, see, you're so full of excuses.
If-
You know what I've learned about Christians is they have more excuses than brain cells. It's weird.
If I see you in here in the next 30 minutes, and you're still like typing, I'm going to know that you're full of shit. He's scared. They all scared Cam. I'm big bad Bible guy. I huff and I puff and I'm in the smithereens. You want an SS? What the fuck is an SS? Like the soldier? No, thank you.
A secret Santa.
I don't.
You know,
ever-
when I was a Christian, I would not have been afraid of 4 atheists to me, because I had God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. I would have thought, no way, man, I will kick your butt. I've got God. And these guys don't really believe in God or Jesus or the Holy Spirit. That's why they're afraid. They don't really believe there's any power behind those entities or names.
He motorboats them to smithereens. Is that what I just did? Oh man. But atheists never use science to prove God doesn't exist. You won't use your own logic. A Christian with it's called faith. That was certainly a sentence or two.
Hey Dalton, regarding Peggy,
Yeah.
your my ability to recall Bible verses has waned since I've stopped believing. But I'm wondering, can you come up with something for Peggy? Now they use a lot of language about the Spirit is in you. The whole on you and in you. There's some lines in there that I bet you could use.
There's one about Moses prostrating himself before God so that God could like enter him or something like that. And I'll have to, I'll find some verses that are Peggy adjacent.
Need some Peggy scriptures.
I mean, she is the rod that comforts us. So she's in Psalm 23.
That fills us.
Dalton, this gives a whole new meaning to every knee shall bow.
Yeah, precisely. The downside to these funny little pictures is that
Oh yeah, keep that one.
no, Cam sent me a screenshot of this one last time. There we go. This one works. Wait, there we go.
Pickle Dalton.
I'm Pickle Dalton. All right. Everyone make sure you tap the screen, share the live with those you love with those you hate. Whoa, Dalton, where did you learn those moves? Hey, Sorg, good to see you, bud. Look at this cute little... Oh, look at that booty. That's Ish's duck. Dalton stole Ish's duck, y'all. Oh, no. Look, they're dancing on my head because they wanted to be here, Cam.
What the duck?
Let's see what else. And before we get some, I guess while we're waiting for some guests to show up, I guess I'll make I'll help the people on YouTube see exactly what it is that, because they can't see what's going on over here. So I'll show them what's going on over here. We're just trying out some of these cool little what do you call them, filters, while we wait for a brave, strong Christian man or or somebody to come up and spread the good news. Yeah, there we go. This one's fun. I look like a turkey now. The twerking duck is usually a staple in Ish's live. I did not know that. Well, you learn something new every day. This one makes me uncomfortable. Don't ask a Christian for science when that's your belief. I mean, hey, butter carbo, if you're basically admitting to us that you don't believe in science, that's like on you, bud.
Yeah, he keeps wanting us to disprove God with science. It's really weird. I'm going to drop down. Dalton, thank you for having me up. You guys keep tapping the screen, sharing. Why isn't he at 25,000 likes? You know why he's not at 25,000 likes? Because I'm not a mod on this account for him. Because if I was a mod on this account and he didn't have 25,000 likes right now, I would be taking away the comments. You guys are all very lucky. Get those likes up. Help him out.
To the one who said faith is the word, faith is completely and utterly useless. That's terrifying. I don't like that. Faith is useless. Faith is a good way for you to like get tricked into believing something that's not true.
They always want to use our science, but we don't want their faith. No deal.
True. Man alive. Sounds smart. What, faith? Nah, faith is the exact opposite of smart. I look now like I'm saying, let them eat cake. Or let them eat the cake.
Use your British accent.
Oh, no, Marie Antoinette was French. Although I guess in movies they always use British accents for people who aren't anyone other than American. Anyways, Josh said French.
Hilarious.
Exactly. Oh God. I look like the average Phil bro. What is your epistemic substantiality? I don't know. Whatever bullshit phrase they use.
You got to talk slower though.
No, they have to talk faster. Oh, and some of them talk fast, and then some of them sound like they're like
sleeping
on the border of falling asleep because their own arguments bore the fuck out of them. Anyways, scientists without their own proofs, what Butter, what are you on about, dude? Scientists with their own proofs, they claim to know, have no idea, and act like it's better than faith. Comedy gold. I guess comedy is subjective.
Why don't they come up?
Yeah, it's funny that they like. I can prove to you from the Bible that Jesus isn't the Messiah. He didn't fulfill a single prophecy. I don't have to bring in science. I can shit on your beliefs with just using the Bible. Phil Bros put on the lack of effect to sound like it's easy for them. And yet it doesn't come off that way. It just comes off like they're bored of their own arguments. Man. How depressing. Okay, we're going to do a quick restart on the TikTok side. Hopefully we'll get some actual Christians who aren't terrified to come up and talk to me like Butters Garbo here. So I'll see you guys.
All right, Dalton. Thanks. I'm going to head out. Have a good one.
Wait, we got someone here. Leo Hanavua. Leo, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18?
I'm 24.
And
yes, sir.
And what pronouns do you go by?
You can just use regular pronouns. He
and him. All right. And are you a Christian?
Yes, sir. I am a Christian. It's a pleasure to meet you.
All right. Which one of the 5 questions on the board do you think you might be able to give me a good answer for?
Did Jesus rise from the dead?
All right. I don't have any good reason to think he did. So what reasons do you have for me? What would convince me that he did?
Okay, well, we see in the earliest evidence, such as in Matthew and John, that we see that they portrayed Jesus as physically appearing and affecting the external world from the eyewitness testimony. And what we see is that through their disciples, such as through Ignatius and through Polycarp, that these men utilized these gospels and that these works were authoritative. So in that, we do see in Matthew, Luke, and John that they do portray that Jesus did physically appear and that he could be touched and seen. So from the earliest evidence, such as in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, we see that appearances did occur, but we see the Gospels later continue to speak on those occurrences.
Yeah, so I think the Gospels are myth. I don't have any reason to think they are historical, especially when they do contradict like known historical facts. And I don't have no reason to believe that they are eyewitness accounts.
Okay, that's certainly possible. But the problem is that we have to explain that from the earliest testimony, we see that appearances did occur, such as in 1 Corinthians 15, commonly identified by scholars.
Yeah,
But also,
but that's
we know. Sorry,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
But that's perfectly explainable through naturalistic phenomenon that doesn't require Jesus to be resurrected from the dead.
No, absolutely. Because 1 Corinthians 15 by itself would not be able to substantiate that. But when we look into the gospel traditions, which those who followed Jesus, which Matthew and John being eyewitnesses, they describe Jesus' appearance in a more physical nature where he could be touched and
Those
where he
are
was seen. And
those are just the later myths about Jesus written by unknown authors.
But even if you take that they're later myths, one thing they're pointing on to is this physical appearance.
Yeah, that's
and we have to. I wasn't.
But
Sorry,
that's just
Brian, sorry. Go ahead.
That's just the myth, though. Like, why should I believe that these stories are true?
Well, you don't have to believe that they're necessarily true, but what makes sense in light of the evidence that we do have, because we see that consistently from the earliest appearances that they do have, they continue to consistently talk about the appearances affecting the external reality.
Yeah, That's true once the first.
Go ahead.
That's true once the first myth starts, being the Gospel of Mark, and then of course Matthew and Luke and John are just taking their cues from the existing myth from Mark. But like the question is, like, I know that the myth continues to be consistent that Jesus affected the external world, but why should I believe that these are true stories?
Right, because we see that the disciples, it didn't say that. I'm not saying that all of them died so that there's no confusion. I'm saying that the disciples were willing to suffer persecution and were even willing to give their lives for the fact that of what they claimed to they had seen. And of course, we know that people do die for lies. However, for the disciples, it wasn't about something that they believed, but something they actually had seen.
Leo, I don't think they wrote. I don't know who wrote the Gospels, so I don't know why you're bringing up the disciples.
Right, but the earliest records that we have, such as Irenaeus, who was a disciple of Polycarp, does tell us that John wrote his Gospel, and Polycarp was a disciple of the Apostle John, as well as we know that Papias.
He was someone who heard John in his youth. It never says he was a disciple of John.
Okay, you say that he heard of him
in his youth,
but actually within Irenaeus. Go ahead.
All it says is that Polycarp was a hearer of John in his youth, not that he was a disciple of John. And he never says that he gets his information about who wrote the Gospels from Polycarp.
Right, but the problem is that we notice that Irenaeus, who was a disciple, does actually mention the fact that he was indeed, in fact, the writer, and that's within living memory.
No.
Go ahead.
Where does Irenaeus get these this idea? Where does he draw this information about who wrote the Gospels? Because he doesn't tell us. He doesn't say he gets it from Polycarp.
No, he doesn't say in those exact words he got it from Polycarp. But what we can see is that it will be most plausible that from the evidence that we do have, that because the names were already attached in the way in which he speaks of them, is that this was already understood that these were the authors themselves. And even the identification within John was already known, because even if whether you accept the ending or not, the identification of the beloved disciple would have been known based on the preface that the ending in which he has in John 21:24, which identifies the information being linked to the beloved
You're
disciple.
just saying it's plausible, but based on what? Like, why should I think that Irenaeus is receiving from anybody the tradition about who wrote what gospel? The text never, his works never even indicate this.
Yes, if you're saying like a 1-for-1, oh well, no, then I got this from Polycarp. No, you would not find a statement like that. But what you do find is that they were authoritative even from the time of Polycarp, because we know that Polycarp even quotes 1 John, which even scholars agree, at least they generally agree, that 1 John was written by or authored by the same author.
Sure, they quoted from these gospels, but why should we believe them as to who they say the author is?
Because even Polycarp, which even scholars believe that Polycarp Papias of Hierapolis not only testifies to Matthew and Mark, but there's actually good evidence that he actually attests to the writing of even John as well.
Do you know what Papias says about the Gospels of Matthew and Mark that he had?
Yes, that it says that it was Hebrew and that Mark was Logia, but even Richard Bauckham has even...
Not just that.
Go.
He says that the Gospel of Matthew that he had was written in Hebrew and it was a sayings gospel, which isn't the Gospel of Matthew we have. And he also says the Gospel of Mark was out of order, which the Gospel of Mark we have is also not out of order from Matthew and Luke. So whatever it is Papias is referencing, it's not the Gospels of Matthew and Luke and Mark that we have at our disposal.
Well, no, not necessarily, because actually first, Logia actually in the same context says because even Richard Bauckham even addressed this, that in the context he says what has been done and said by the Lord. Logia within the first century and beyond that was also understood not just as sayings. If you use it in a very literalistic, then yes, it would only mean sayings, but
that's what Logia means.
Like clarifies by what he did and said.
No, it's just like the Gospel of Thomas. The Gospel of Thomas is a Logia, and that's whatever the Gospel of Matthew is that Papias has. It's like it probably resembles more like the Gospel of Thomas being just a sayings gospel.
Right, but that's not in the context in which Papias is utilizing it. It would be different.
Where's the context that tells us otherwise?
Yeah, let me read it, because I don't want to just simply just say that, oh, this is what it's saying. And let me read it real quick. Let me pull it up for you. So let me pull it up real quick.
It's not even a quote from Papias. It's a quote from Eusebius saying what Papias said.
Right, but that doesn't mean that he didn't say it, because we know that even Irenaeus had access to the writings. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not legitimate, because we know that Papias does have a good track record.
No, he doesn't.
Papias
was prone to flights of fancy.
Say that again, please.
Eusebius mocked Papias and said he believed all kinds of silly things, including a fanciful story about Judas Iscariot.
Right, but scholars also debate on that, whether that fragment is actually even that goes back to Papias, because it's actually quoted in two forms, the short and the long form, which scholars like Bar Ehrman and beloved Richard Carrier actually do talk about the longer version, but they don't mention the short version, so we don't know which one goes back to Papias. but when with the statements of with Papias referring to the Gospels, what we do see is that Eusebius does mention that he does have a dislike for Papias, but he doesn't do anything about his actual quotes. He still quotes him regardless of how he thinks about Papias.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
So I
quote.
wanted
It's
to.
it's book 3,
Yes, sir.
20. Is it 2039?
Wait, before we go there, I didn't want to. Before we go there, I wanted to finish the Mark point, but I'm not telling you don't get it. So
No, that's what I'm
I'm not
looking up
trying
right
to.
now. That's what I'm looking up right now.
Yes,
Is
I
Irenaeus
have
is
the
on.
quote right here.
Yeah, I just need to be able to see it for myself. That way we can actually like assess it.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. It is book 3, paragraph 39, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But may I read the part where it talks about the sayings part? May I
Yeah,
read?
about Matthew being a sayings gospel.
Yeah. I'm going to read it, and it says, "And the presbyter said, Mark was having become the interpreter of Peter, wrote down accurately whatsoever he remembered. It was not, however, in the exact order that he related the sayings or deeds of Christ." So it's both sayings and deeds.
No. That's
For he
that's
neither-
Mark. That's Mark. I'm talking about the Matthew gospel. The Matthew gospel was just the sayings. The Mark one was the one which was out of order and was the sayings and deeds of Christ.
Yeah, I'm not finished. I wasn't finished, friend. Sorry about that. I wasn't
Here,
finished.
I've got it here. I'd rather, so much for the recognized writings of Clement and Ignatius and Polycarp. Of Papias, 5 books are extant, entitled "The Sayings of the Lord Interpreted." These are mentioned also by Irenaeus as his only works. Quote, "To these things also Papias, who was an ancient writer, heard John, and was a companion of Polycarp, bears a written witness in the 4th of his books, where he composed 5. So says Irenaeus, but Papias himself in his preface by no means claims that he had been a hearer and an eyewitness of the holy apostles, but says that he had learned the basics of the faith from those whom he had known. Along with the interpretations, I shall not hesitate to add all that I learned and carefully remembered from the elders, for I am sure of its truth. Unlike most, I did not delight in those who say much, but in those who teach the truth. Not in those who recite the commandments of others, but in those who repeated the commandments given by the Lord. And whenever anyone came who had been a follower of the elders, I asked about their words, what Andrew and Peter had said, or Philip and Thomas. Where's the part where he talks about the Gospels?
Yeah, but I was going to read it. I wasn't finished. I didn't finish the quote. I have it. I was going to finish.
Yeah, I just need to be able to follow along with you because you're not able to share your screen with me.
Sorry about that. Please forgive me.
Let's see. The presbyter used to say this also. Mark became Peter's interpreter and wrote down accurately, but not in order, all that he had remembered of the things and done by the Lord, for he had not heard the Lord or been one of his followers, but later, as I said, a follower of Peter. Peter used to teach as the occasion demanded, without giving systematic arrangement to the Lord's sayings, so that Mark did not err in writing down the things just as he recalled them, for he had one overriding purpose, to omit nothing that he had heard and to make no false statements in his account. Such as Papias' reference to Mark of Matthew, he had this to say. Matthew compiled the sayings, logia, of Christ in the Hebrew language, and each interpreted them as best as he could. That's all he says.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that in the context, what it's talking about is the gospel itself. So it's not just simply saying that it was only sayings. It's not saying it's only sayings.
No, Matthew's is. Mark's not.
Wait, say that again?
Matthew's gospel is just a sayings gospel. Mark's is not just a sayings gospel.
Wait, hold on. Let me check something. Give me a little time, please.
The said and done thing by the Lord, that's referring Mark. It says, Mark became Peter's interpreter and wrote down accurately, but not in order, all that he remembered of the things said and done by the Lord. The one that's about the sayings and doings of Jesus is Mark, and it's out of order, although our Gospel of Mark isn't out of order. And then Matthew's Gospel is the one that's just the sayings in the Hebrew language, which doesn't fit the description of the Gospel of Matthew we have.
Wait, hold on. Give me a little time, please.
Yeah.
Make sure, check up. Right, okay. Right, I don't really necessarily see that as a problem because it's already mentioned sayings doesn't only mean
No,
it on itself. That's only what it doesn't only necessarily mean
that's what a
that
sayings.
saying.
That's what a sayings gospel is. It's like an example of a sayings gospel that we do have today would be like the Gospel of Thomas. That's a sayings gospel. It's not what the book of Matthew is.
Right, but that's in telling that it's only sayings that is being recorded. But the problem is that we see that also Papias uses sayings elsewhere. So the problem is that scholars don't necessarily agree whether or not
Where
when it comes down to
where in what context.
Okay, let me pull it up. Give me a little time. Cause I was trying to get this pulled up. Cause I have notes on this point. Give me a little time. I'm not trying to take up your time. I'm trying to make sure I get it to you so I quote accurately instead of just quoting shorthand. Give me a little time.
Butter Garbo, I hope you know that I haven't been reading any of your messages in the comment section. Like when I'm talking to a guest, I'm not paying attention to you to you. So I don't know why you're going off in the comment section.
Is it this one? I think it's this one. And done.
Is it another quote from Eusebius's work?
No, it's actually what the quote that I was looking for in my notes from Richard Bauckham, where he comments on this, where he says, the context in these statements about Mark strongly suggests that logia means not sayings of the Lord, but something more like short reports.
Why do you keep bringing up Mark? We're not talking about Mark.
No, I'm just reading his quote. He says
his quote isn't about Matthew though. Yeah, when he talks about the Gospel of Mark, when he says logia, he emphasizes that it's the sayings and doings of the Lord. I've already conceded that. But when we're talking about the Gospel of Matthew, this is a sayings gospel. This is different than what we have in Mark.
Okay, well, I will let that point go for a moment as far as Matthew. But that doesn't necessarily entail that it's necessarily nothing like the Matthew that we have today.
Doesn't look like.
It just simply says it's the same. It's simply just saying that it's the same, but it doesn't necessarily entail. Besides the fact that it's in Hebrew, it doesn't necessarily tell us that necessarily it doesn't have. It's not necessarily related to that.
It's obvious that the Gospel of Matthew we have wasn't written in Hebrew, right?
Well, no, not necessarily, because we don't have the original work of Josephus or the book of Maccabees, but we remember Josephus had wrote his original book. I believe it was the Jewish War.
The author of the Gospel of Matthew quotes from the Septuagint and not from the Hebrew. Like, for example, when we look at the author of Matthew's quote of Isaiah 7:14, they don't quote it from the Hebrew Bible. They quote it from
They
the
quote it
Greek.
from the Septuagint. No, but that doesn't mean that necessarily that they didn't utilize the one who translated it didn't utilize the Septuagint themselves.
So
That doesn't
this person
necessarily follow.
is
That doesn't
using the
necessarily follow.
Septuagint and writing in Hebrew to who? You wouldn't write
Say
to
that.
like who reads the Septuagint? Jews in Judea or Hellenistic Jews in the diaspora?
Well, actually, that would be Jews that would have been in the diaspora, but also Jews such as Paul, who was in Judea, could understand Greek. So I don't think that's necessarily a problem.
I don't necessarily believe that Paul was in Judea, but that's another thing altogether. So if I'm quoting the Septuagint, the most likely audience is going to be diaspora Jews. And I wouldn't write to them in Hebrew. Sorry, but to me, I'm just not convinced. This just doesn't sound like whatever Papias is referencing is not the Gospels of Matthew and Mark that we have in our possession.
Yeah, but also the problem that even Thomas Longstaff has even pointed out, that even if we say that even a gospel even existed, well, not Thomas Longstaff on this point, but even if we have the whole thing with the Hebrew gospel, that doesn't necessarily entail that it's necessarily late or something like that. It could have just
different.
been early.
It's just a different work. It's not late or early. It's just a different work.
No, that necessarily doesn't follow. It could just be simply an earlier work. I will go back later and I will do more research on the Matthew sayings section. I will let that go for now. But that doesn't deal with the overall point that even we still have testimony about the authorship of John, even though you don't have a direct saying that it doesn't from Irenaeus.
Irenaeus doesn't tell us where he's getting this information from. He could be making up for all you know, because putting these names on these books gives extra authority to them. How did we set aside that idea?
Yeah, it's certainly possible. The problem is that all of our manuscript evidence does have the names across geographically diverse places.
No, we have a gospel. We have a Gospel of Matthew that doesn't have the title.
Yes, that's one, but also that could be explained because they had tags and the tag simply fell off. But all of our older manuscripts.
Wait, what? What?
No, because names were affixed to scrolls. It wasn't always just written on the title. So that doesn't necessarily mean that.
What do you mean they were fixed? What do you mean it was fixed to scrolls?
Like, say for example, this is just a modern example, that if I wrap a tape around something, I write my name on it, something like that.
You put you're saying that they had a tag on the scroll with the name on it?
Yes, that I'm saying that's possible. That's a possible reason.
Do we have any early manuscripts that have such tags on them?
Let me check. I do not. Let me check. Yes, many manuscripts of the Gospels have titles or tags, superscriptions indicating the traditional authorship.
Are you just putting this in a ChatGPT?
No. I'm actually looking it up and checking because
where's the source that says that these gospel manuscripts had tags?
This is actually Bart Ehrman's website. He actually mentions that.
Where in Bart Ehrman's website? I'll pull it up right now.
Let me see. Because I only read the summary, so let me pull up and check. Wait, hold on. Is that correct? And I'm not using ChatGPT. I'm actually using my notes. But some of what I mentioned about specifically that question which you asked about, I looked up and checked it up. Does it have tags to indicate manuscript? Let me see. Okay, I will have to printing presses circulated, scribes copy wording in these documents in order to share the letters. Okay, I will have to check on that. I'll make sure to check on that. So I'll let that point go for now. All right, so even with that, there's 2 points I'm going to check up on is the sayings Gospel of Matthew and also the tags. I'll make sure to check up on that again. But again, the problem that I still see that we still have is that we still have from the earliest testimony in which we still do have the testimony of, again, the gospel that referring to Mark, and even as some scholars have suggested, which I actually do have their quotes in my notes, that the supposed Hebrew gospel is not necessarily referring to what do you call it? Oh yeah, that's what it was. Now I remember. Because it was what was it? It was in the Hebrew tongue, but also the word that is actually used in dialectos actually can refer to style, Hebrew style, rather than just simply a Hebrew text. Because some scholars conclude that because of the style in which Matthew is written, that it more so could be referring to a Hebrew style, which the word has that connotation. I was trying to remember that. But even if that is the case, we do still have within the internal evidence that Mark uses the wording of both the Greek Matthew and Luke, and men such as Thomas Longstaff have concluded.
Wait. Did you say that Mark uses Matthew and Luke?
Yeah, Mark used Matthew and Luke because of conflation.
Matthew and Luke didn't exist when Mark was written.
That's an assumption.
No, that's a scholarly consensus. Mark is the first gospel written, followed by Matthew, then Luke, and finally John.
Yeah, but the problem is that within, and this is what Thomas Longstaff had indicated when he had researched, checking the text and comparing them, that both Mark uses both the wording of Matthew and Luke, and this is the sign of conflated documents.
Matthew and Luke are using Mark, not the other way around.
I mean, how do you know that? Because scholars are putting that together, because Matthew could be first.
Yeah, there's no way that Matthew is first. I mean, Mark is the simpler gospel. It's like a bare bones gospel, first and foremost. And then like Matthew makes additions to the Gospel of Mark.
Yeah, but that's assuming that Mark is first. But the problem is that
all the data seems to suggest that it's first.
No, I don't dispute that scholarly consensus does say that, but historically, the order is most commonly identified as Matthew being the first, and
again, this is just going to be more church father talk, isn't it?
Is that a problem? Like, yes. I'm just okay.
Yes, I don't trust them.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Well, and one thing that I want to say, it was really such a pleasure speaking to you, and I really do appreciate everything that you brought up, and thank you for the feedback back. But I just do want to share that Jesus did die for you, and that the evidence, even if you don't trust the early church,
Jesus died for being a criminal. That's it.
Okay, you can believe that, but the thing is that what we do have is that If you're going to say that you don't trust them, then you have to give evidence that negative against them. But even the scholarly consensus, as even mentioned, is that these authors did write, at least in the time in which is reported, and that they are our earliest witnesses, at least.
With the time it was reported, no. The first of these, like the earliest of these church fathers, is going to be Ignatius of Antioch, which is early 2nd century.
No, First Clement is earlier than Ignatius.
Maybe, depending on who you ask.
Well, most scholars date between 60 and 90, but even Ignatius heavily does quote and does allude to the Gospel of John within.
That's fine, because that's because John was written in the 90 CE.
Right. It was considered authoritative, and as I already mentioned, the identity of John is identified throughout his gospel.
I don't know. I think I could make a pretty good argument that the author was intended to be Lazarus.
No, that would be very difficult.
No,
because it says it'd be
besides the beloved disciple. Besides the beloved disciple, who else is called loved by Jesus in the Gospel of John?
Yeah, Lazarus, but that doesn't mean he's the beloved disciple. You're conflating categories.
And at the end of the Gospel, the Peter asks, he's talking about all the people who are going to die, and goes, "What about this guy?" Which makes much more sense if we're talking about someone who had been resurrected from the dead. Of course, they would then ask, "Is he going to die?"
Well, that's asserting something that are not equivalents. That just because Lazarus has said that he's loved doesn't mean he's the beloved disciple.
Is there
and
any?
Even in our earliest,
is there any reference to the beloved disciple prior to the Lazarus showing up on the scene?
Is there any reference? The reference, I believe, would come after, but that doesn't mean that Lazarus is the beloved disciple. That's conflating categories. That's saying one is.
I'm not conflating categories. I'm just looking at the accumulation of the data. We don't have any reference to the beloved disciple until Lazarus shows up, who is called beloved by Jesus, and then at the end of the gospel, this person is like, literally the central point of the Gospel of John is the Lazarus resurrection, and then at the end, Peter's like wondering whether or not this guy is going to die or not. I'm just saying, I think it sounds more like it's supposed to be Lazarus than not John.
It's possible, but the problem is there's nowhere in the gospel that says that Lazarus is a disciple. And the earliest evidence we do have is that the beloved disciple was John the apostle.
But didn't Jesus have up to 70 disciples according to early Christianity?
Yeah, but we don't have any indication that Lazarus was one of them.
Do you think Lazarus didn't follow Jesus after he got resurrected from the dead?
It's possible, but that doesn't. We don't have any indication.
Do you think Lazarus was a disciple of Jesus?
Yeah, yes, I do. But I'm saying in the text itself, it doesn't actually say that that Lazarus was a disciple.
All right. It was interesting talking to you, Leo, but it's been 34 minutes, and I think I'm ready to move on.
Well, before you go, I just want to say thank you so much for having me up. It was such a pleasure speaking with you. Even though we disagree, I love you, brother, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.
That makes me feel icky. Don't tell me you love me. Yeah, I hate the love bombing so much. It's so gross. Ugh, gross. I gotta wash off after that one. Anyways, yeah. PK Heathen says enough with the preaching fake love. I know. Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. Anyway,
we are here at Resistance with the 5 Australian bucks. How do these people still not understand this? When asking for evidence, don't use the Bible. The Bible is the claim, not the evidence. For fuck's sake. Agreed. And at Primordial Puddles with the, oh my god, with the 100 Australian bucks sending a super chat.
Big W to Primordial Puggles. Thank you so much, Primordial Puggles. Holy shit. Mwah. Much appreciated. Reverend Chad, you have permission to say it to me because you're actually a friend. That's crazy. Yeah, those are intrusive and uninvited overtures. A Christian once again overstepping boundaries. Thank you, Mike. Exactly. Yeah, it's so unnecessary. Yeah. Vapid words. Hates love. Go figure. I don't hate love, Butter. I just don't like like being told by strangers that they love me. It's weird, and I recognize it as a tactic. Like if you love someone, you don't. Christians, you don't need to tell us that you love us. You can love us by showing us you love us. You don't have to go around telling us as if it's going to change our minds about anything. Crunchy Trial Boy says, "Hey, Bible Guy." Hey, Crunchy Trial Boy. Because it's hard to understand that we're all human. That's completely has nothing to do with what I just said, Butter. But all right. Love being kind. Yeah, like show me you love me. Don't go walk around telling me you love me. It's weird. I don't like that. Anyway, Butters, I do not care about what you're saying. Butter, why don't you come up and debate me? It's equal to I'm going to pray for you, right? So free speech. Fun fact, Butters, you actually don't have free speech on TikTok. Fun fact, free speech means that the government cannot impede your speech. It doesn't mean the Bible Guy can't on his own channel. Butter is scowled. That looks like it. It's performative. Yep. 100%. Please, he just yaps in the comments. I'm seeing that for sure. Here. Boop. You have free speech everywhere if you accept the result. No, you don't. That's not how free speech works, Butters. Butters has no Holy Spirit. True. Fun fact, read the actual First Amendment, but we all know reading is a sin. Reading is a sin. Ain't that the truth? Let's see. Well, it looks like those Christians are too afraid to come up and chat with us. So, let's see. Where are we sitting at right now? I think correct the First Amendment applies only to right of free speech from the government. Yep. Yep, exactly. I'm going to try another bite of this stuff. Let's see. Ah. Ooh. I'll put bigger dabs whenever I do the hot sauce show. I'm gonna save the rest of it though for the show. I'm just hungry is all it is. I grew up Episcopal and literally never remember reading the Bible. I did read the Bible, and that's how I ended up where I am today. Ooh, don't you know that you feel this way? Okay, so my friend Chloe is live right now. Everyone go over to Chloe's live and show her. Oh, sorry, Rav, showing up at the very end of the show again. But everyone go over to my friend Chloe.
How'd it go today? Best of. Give me the best of real quick before you go.
How'd it go today? I had one guy who obsessively crashed out over and over and over again on my live, who is mad that I sit at home and talk shit about Jeebus Crispy. So that was the beginning of the live. And then I had a very riveting conversation about the church fathers just now. So, you know, that's how the lives, that's basically the live how it's been going so far. Oh, there she is.
You're doing God's work, you know?
Absolutely. Oh boy. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. Yeah. Anyways, so I told Chloe we're gonna send everyone to go raid her live, everybody. So Chloe on TikTok, because she's like, I don't know, maybe she's shadow banned or something, but her name on here, I'm typing it in to, there we go. That's her in the TikTok comment section. That's her username. So go over there and do a Bible Guy raid on Chloe's channel. Give her some love for the next 30 minutes. And then also later tonight, when you go over to Justin's show, because I know you guys are going to go over to Justin's show, tell him the Bible Guy said hi. Tell him I need him to sign my ass cheek. That's my message. That's the message that I, the prophet of Peggy, am sending you guys to the prophet of Doug. Tell him the prophet said that he wants Justin to sign his ass. Anyways, so I've been the Bible Guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and have a wonderful day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame, he tears through mist, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the scars align, knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible Guy, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he rides the night, with reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world shall hear the Bible Guy. Scrolls of ages, words aflame. He dares to question